Welcome to what might be the most important investment conversation you have this year, because we're talking about a company that isn't just riding the wave of technological transformation, it's essentially building the ocean itself. NVIDIA. The ticker is NVIDIA. And according to a growing chorus of serious financial analysts, this may be the single best high-growth stock you can buy and hold for the next decade. But let's not just take that at face value. Let's actually dig into why, and more importantly, whether that claim holds up under scrutiny. First, let's establish what NVIDIA actually is at this point in history, because many people still think of it as a graphics card company. That framing is dangerously outdated. NVIDIA has evolved deliberately and strategically into the foundational infrastructure provider for artificial intelligence computing. Their H100 and A100 GPU chips have become the gold standard for training large language models, powering data centers, and running the kind of complex computational workloads that define the modern AI era. We're talking about chips that sell for anywhere between $25,000 and $40,000 per unit, and demand is still outstripping supply. Now here's where the analysis gets genuinely fascinating. NVIDIA's revenue trajectory over the past 2 years has been nothing short of extraordinary. The company reported data center revenues that surged by over 200% year-over-year at their peak, driven almost entirely by the insatiable appetite that companies like Microsoft, Google, Amazon, and Meta have for AI infrastructure. These aren't speculative buyers. These are the largest technology companies on Earth making multi-billion-dollar commitments to NVIDIA hardware as the backbone of their AI strategies. But what truly separates NVIDIA from a simple hardware play, and this is the part that sophisticated investors need to understand, is their software ecosystem. CUDA, which stands for Compute Unified Device Architecture, is NVIDIA's proprietary programming platform. Tens of thousands of developers, researchers, and engineers have built their entire workflows on CUDA. Switching away from NVIDIA hardware doesn't just mean buying different chips. It means rebuilding years of optimized code from scratch. That's a moat so deep it borders on structural lock-in, and it's one of the most underappreciated competitive advantages in the entire technology sector. Then there's the forward-looking story. We are genuinely in the early innings of AI deployment across healthcare, autonomous vehicles, robotics, scientific research, and national defense. NVIDIA's Blackwell architecture, which represents their next generation of AI computing hardware, is already generating substantial pre-orders and is projected to meaningfully accelerate revenue growth further. Analysts at major institutions have price targets on NVIDIA that suggest there is still considerable upside from current valuations, particularly when you model out a 5 to 10 year horizon where AI becomes embedded into virtually every industry on the planet. Of course, the bull case must be balanced with honest risk assessment. NVIDIA trades at a premium valuation, a price-to-earnings ratio that demands continued exceptional execution. Competition from AMD, Intel, and custom silicon projects being developed internally by Amazon, Google, and Apple represents real, if still manageable, threats. And geopolitical tensions, particularly around chip export restrictions to China, remain a persistent variable that could impact revenue at the margins. Yet when you weigh all of this, the technological moat, the software ecosystem, the positioning at the center of the most significant computing transition since the internet, the quality of management under Jensen Huang, and the breadth of industries that AI is set to transform, the argument for NVIDIA as a decade-long holding becomes genuinely compelling. So here's the question I want to leave you with today. In 10 years, when AI is as embedded in daily life as smartphones are right now, which company do you think will have powered most of that transformation, and are you positioned to own a piece of it?